XRP versus SWIFT, with a Ripple Bank of America partnership revisited. We're going to be speaking approximately that along with the truth that the USA government simply got approval to unload $6 billion well worth of Bitcoin. And what signal is the bond market sending? I recognize bonds a touch greater boring than crypto. However, we were given to understand, so we are able to put together our complete evaluation for our funding thesis. Osama expected the investigation. It's definitely crucial to no longer just consciousness on crypto and pump me up, bro. No. However, to apprehend what's sincerely taking area in these markets. So in case you recognize what we're doing, you recognize what to do. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you do not omit any of our updates, and let's carry you this replace. Now, I want to make a factor. Bitcoin is outperforming the stock market. Bitcoin, we gotta respect it. And I realize oldsters are kind of brought on when I make some of these statements about Bitcoin, and I'm generally targeted at the ROI. I understand it's two one-of-a-kind use instances, one simply a shop of value, and this is absolutely all they care to be. As I report this, replace, it is almost 10 o'clock right here on the West Coast, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And you are watching this factory tank. Okay, so simply inside the beyond, about 10 minutes. As I became getting this display geared up to move, we've gone from 94 to 93, and we are still printing. Now, I zoomed out right here on the 4-hour chart, although to present you this attitude, as lengthy as we hold this new ground rate, the support at about 90, 0 to 91, the Bitcoin chart isn't always all that horrific. I recognize parents think that I'm like the most important Bitcoin hater. No, the chart appears accurate. You recognize, as long as it holds this stage, I will say its miles beginning to seem like a head and shoulders pattern that gets a little toppy, that receives a little worrisome. Well, that so long as we are able to keep this, it's still looking suitable. Now, for XRP, we're without a doubt still intact. I truly wanted to show you this chart. This is XRP. Just nonetheless inside our channel, still inside our variety, has broke down under $2.30 proper now, however, XRP retaining honestly properly. Like I said, when you zoom out, I imply the structure in this chart is just exquisite, but as I stated, the bond marketplace is sending a warning. I placed out this tweet closing nighttime. 10 years sending the warning, all people is excited to invest in America once more, but no one wants to loan America authorities cash. What does that suggest? What meaning is that everyone's excited to invest in America? We're going to be the leaders in crypto. We've seen more than one organizations come forward. I forget about what the maximum recent one became, however, they were going to usher in $20 billion of investment into the United States that turned into just this past week. Then there was that other enterprise that become going to make investments $100 billion, and Trump proper, instantaneous. He's the master of the art of the deal, puts him proper instantaneous and says, why don't we up that to $200 billion? Right. So, all of us is excited to invest in America, purchase our real property, spend money on crypto agencies, spend money on startups, AI, all of that, but no one wants to put money into loan the US government money. That is exactly what these bonds are. And so we can see this on the 10-year Treasury when I move lower back to this chart here that I shared, as the 10-year Treasury is ready to break above 5% right here once more. Now, the 2012 months the previous day clearly did cross 5% for a quick second, and the 30-12 months is already proper there. The 10-12 months Treasury is getting near. We're as much as approximately 4.6, nearly 4.7%. And what that means is that no one desires to lend the U.S. authorities cash, and I don't blame them, proper. And so, but that is caution us that inflation worries are still there. Worries about the economic system are nevertheless there. And I suppose that we want to recognize this earlier than we get ourselves too enthusiastic about XRP and our cryptos and pumping it up. Now, some other aspect that we need to be cautious of is the Department of Justice simply cleared the USA government the capacity to promote $6.5 billion worth of seized Bitcoin from Silk Road. Now, that is about 69000 Bitcoin. At the time of this post, it become really worth 6.5 billion. As Bitcoin's dropping down proper now, this is going to exchange, but you may cross and see this is Arkham, Arcom Intelligence. This website right here, and you can see that it is their wallet. U.S. Government Silk Road character FBI confiscated finances. Now, what we want to look at here and see is, did the Biden administration already lock up an option to sell this? No. There's a few rumors circulating right now that although you can see this $6.5 billion Bitcoin or a greenbacks well worth of Bitcoin on this pockets, there is some rumors, maybe they're trumors, that this has virtually already been sold. Basically, options with Coinbase and others to sell this have already been performed. Now, if any whale wants to dump an amount of Bitcoin like this, they're going to nuke the charge. And so the smart manner to do it be to go OTC, would be to move basically options contracts, something like that, OTC, where this isn't going to hit the public order books. The satisfactory deal could be visit Michael Saylor and get Michael Saylor to shop for this OTC, so that there may be no promo strain placed on Bitcoin, and that might allow the authorities so that it will unload this, and also be capable of get that $6.50 are really worth. But we ought to watch this closely, due to the fact there's rumors circulating. I want to listen from you men inside the feedback down beneath. What's going to occur right here with this Bitcoin? Has it already been bought via alternatives? Are we going to maintain onto it? Because that's what Trump said. And then obviously a few folks are saying that Trump's going to be shopping in the United States authorities is going to purchase more Bitcoin. I do not see that going on. Without understanding who Satoshi is, and perhaps we will be making the monitor, and we will say, oh yeah, it became CIA, NSA in collaboration with some different intel groups. Yeah, this is who it become, and now we're going to treat it as a strategic reserve. If that occurs, pump it up, ship it. Rising tide lifts all boats. But what I'm concerned about proper now could be that the Biden administration's trying to unload this, or they already did earlier then. The DOJ's getting a little Bitcoin bonus as they dump this, and then, you recognize, head for the hills. We'll see. We'll be watching it closely. And perhaps this is why we're dumping proper now, is that simply the perception is truth. And so oldsters think that America government may sell off this. That might be what is sending our markets down proper now. Now, I apprehend, and a lot of us were watching this, you'll recognize, Trump speaking approximately a Bitcoin strategic reserve, going to the Bitcoin conference. Then there is the proposal he is going to establish a strategic reserve, going to the Bitcoin conference. I think in records, I suppose that we are going to appearance lower back and notice that, whether or not it's the riddles, whether or not it's the lawsuit, all of this brought to our tail, and what Ripple did turned into lean into it. Proper? Ripple has leaned into this, and it is, I assume, led to the maximum successful marketing campaign for XRP and Ripple, without them having to spend a dime, and that is what this insurance is, right here. Is Ripple being mentioned, assembly, with Trump? What role they're going to have in that management? We'll see. We covered it the day past. They may be now hiring a U.S. head of coverage, and so they may be doubling down with now 75% in their open roles are going to be hiring right here inside the United States. And my prediction, they will have the biggest IPO in history, and they may be going to be the darling of crypto for the Wall Street boys and girls, a good way to promote to each person else. And we're going to communicate greater about that later with some other clip from the Sound Making Plans Organization CEO David Skrzowski here rapidly. Crypto Bitlord. The fact is, XRP remains the most